All right, good afternoon. I'm Meteorologist Austin Evans with your WHAS11 Weather Impact Forecast Update live here on a WHAS11 Plus, along with our social channels. We're tracking some rain, some storms that are on the way for your Saturday night into your Sunday morning. That period is a weather impact alert period. Let's dive in to what we are expecting. And this is what we're looking at in terms of the impact, the timing and the impacts. We're looking at mainly Saturday evening through the overnight hours with the potential for some strong storms, some gusty wind there. We are looking at the potential for some strong to severe storms. Hopefully that doesn't end up happening, but we'll be keeping an eye on it. Of course, the best way to receive warnings, our WHAS11 News app. It's free on the iOS App Store along with Google Play, and in general, whatever other warning things that you use, weather radios, what have you. And taking a look at that weekend forecast by the numbers tomorrow, going to be very, very, very warm with highs in the lower 80s, much warmer than average for this time of year. You can see the rain chances both days right at that 90th percentile because we are pretty much expecting rain both days. Again, the timing is the real thing that we're going to be keeping an eye on. The Storm Prediction Center does have the entirety of Kentuckiana under a 1 out of 5 marginal risk for severe weather with that heavy rain and strong wind threat being the two main threats. We're not completely ruling out the potential for quick spin-up tornadoes, but the chance of that is very low with this scenario. So hopefully we don't be seeing any of that as well. Taking a look here at Futurecast, we're going to be keeping an eye on a few things here. Going to keep an eye on those temperatures, going to keep an eye on the wind flow as we progress over time. And then, of course, once the rain begins to move in, we'll be discussing that as well. The rest of your Friday, though, going to be really quiet. We go into your Saturday morning. Take note of the flow of the wind, mainly out of the due south. Also, not really cooling off tonight. Going to be dropping down to right near the 60-degree mark, maybe the very upper 50s. Your Saturday going to warm up fast. That's all due to that southerly flow. Going to bring in that moisture as well. Going to be a fairly humid day tomorrow, at least in comparison to what we have been feeling the past several days. And then going into the late afternoon hours, still not seeing rain, but we are seeing very warm conditions. We're looking at highs tomorrow in the lower 80s across pretty much the entire region. And again, quite humid, at least in comparison to what we've been feeling. And then going into about in between about 7 and 9, that's when we could start seeing a shower or two move in. This would be ahead of the line, and this is the potential where the storms could be the strongest. We're going to be watching that as those storms move in, but that main line looks to hang back for a good while, at least according to the latest data. Not really beginning to enter Kentuckiana until we get into about 11 o'clock tomorrow night. Saturday night, we could start seeing that main line move in again. Gusty wind between 30 and 40 miles per hour. Not particularly super damaging, but it could definitely disrupt those Halloween decorations that you have out. So be sure to tie those down or at least bring them inside if you can do so, because you could see some of that impacted, especially if it's of the lighter persuasion. And then really, we start to see the rain, the more widespread rain begin to move in about 1 a.m. Again, some thunderstorms could be embedded in there. Likely going to be mainly just a loud and annoying situation with these storms rather than severe, but again, that potential is there. The most widespread heavy portion of the rain should move in between about 3 and 4 a.m. on Sunday. You can see when things start to cool down as well, because this is right along that cold front, and then we'll continue to see the rain going into 6 o'clock Sunday morning. This is right at daybreak. We expect to see that rain still continuing right at around that time. quite a bit cooler in Jasper, Paoli sitting at 62 along with Bedford, but still at 66 in E-Town. Campbellsville 67 in Bardstown. Frankfort sitting at 67 as well. And we continue to see that rain move through going into the later morning hours, and things cool off even more from there. We'll be in the 50s in Jasper, lower 60s in Paoli, 63 in Shepherdsville, 64 in Bardstown. Just a little bit farther going into Sunday afternoon, we cool off even farther, even more from there. We're looking at the upper 50s by 4 o'clock, lower 60s. So that is what we're looking at from Futurecast, and these are the headlines for this weekend. Rain and storms Saturday overnight into Sunday. There is the potential for strong to severe storms there. Hopefully we don't see that, but we'll be keeping an eye out for it. Main threats are strong wind, again between 30 and 40 miles per hour, mainly wind gusts, and we could see that impact your Halloween decorations if you have them out, and just make sure you tie those down, especially if they're a bit lighter. And heavy rain. Localized heavy rain is the most likely scenario, but we do see that widespread, at least moderate to heavy rain threat that'll be moving in through the overnight hours. Again, you want to make sure that you have a way to be warned of the weather, whether it's the WHAS11 News app. It's the easiest way for us to alert you. It can give you those push notifications for your location very, very quickly as they are happening. So I do highly recommend that app. It's the easiest way for us to get those alerts to you when you need them. So we're going to continue the bit of a cooler trend going into next week. We'll be in the 60s for highs on Sunday, and then much of next week will be quite a bit cooler with highs in the 60s pretty much every day. We do have a couple of rain chances here and there, but we're still looking at mainly days in the 60s. And we're going to go over all of this again, and just to make sure if there are any questions, I'll get to those as well if they get to me. But we are tracking the potential for some strong to severe storms going into your Saturday night and Sunday morning. That time, the Saturday night into Sunday morning, is a weather impact alert period due to this potential for strong to severe storms. The main impacts being gusty wind, the potential for strong to severe storms, and localized heavy rain. Again, we do urge everyone to have the best way for us to alert you, which is the WHAS11 News app. It's the easiest way for us to get you those push notifications, and it's for your location. So if you live in LaRue County, you're not going to get notifications for Jefferson County unless it's a really large sort of flood watch or warning. You won't be getting the same warnings for those two areas if you do have that app. Now, here's the weekend forecast by the numbers again. Highs in the lower 80s tomorrow. It is going to be really warm tomorrow. We're looking at that storm chance moving in late in the day. And then Sunday, a lot different, a lot cooler. Highs in the upper 60s by then. And we do have most of the region, the entirety of Kentuckiana, actually under that 1 out of 5 marginal risk for severe weather. That usually means, again, the potential for strong to severe storms, that potential for some gusty wind, and though we're not ruling it out, we're not expecting anything in terms of tornadic situations, not expecting that for this setup. It's not really conducive for this setup. So today, pretty quiet. Highs right near the mid-70s, and then overnight we'll drop into lows near the 60-degree mark. Take note of the wind flow. We're going to be seeing wind out of the due south and southwest going into the midday tomorrow. We're going to warm up very fast. We'll be warmer tomorrow by noon than we will be pretty much all day today. So we're going to warm up very fast. Going to be more humid tomorrow, at least in comparison to what we've been feeling. Highs in the lower 80s for your Saturday. And then we could start seeing some rain moving in late in the day between, say, 7 and 9 o'clock. We could start to see a couple of storms working their way in. We'll start to see the main line work its way in going into that 11 o'clock hour. It'll just be knocking on the door of Kentuckiana. And then between 11 and 1, that's when it'll start actually moving in to Kentuckiana. And between about 3 and 4 in the morning on Sunday, that's when the most widespread heavy rain chance is going to be there. And take note of the temperatures. They're going to be falling relatively quickly as we head into daybreak Sunday. We'll still be in the 60s, but barely holding on in Jasper, Paoli, Bedford, Indiana. As that front pushes that rain, still expecting some heavy rain during this time. Eventually, we'll start to see that rain move out going into the late morning hours of your Sunday, and the cooler temperatures setting in as we head into the afternoon hours, with temperatures only in the mid to upper 50s and a few lower 60s by 4 o'clock. So that is the timing of what we are expecting for your weekend. Rain and storms Saturday overnight into Sunday. Some of them could get strong to severe, with the main threats being the gusty wind, strong wind, 30 and 40 miles per hour. Again, not necessarily super damaging, but it could definitely disrupt any Halloween decorations that you have out. So just be mindful of that and be prepared for it. We don't have anything going on right now, thankfully. And taking a look at that 7-day forecast again, the overnight hours, Saturday into Sunday, the weather impact alert period that we're keeping an eye on for the threat of maybe strong to severe storms, but definitely some thunderstorms and heavy rain. And then all next week, we'll be seeing temperatures in the 60s for the most part. In fact, falling temperatures as we head into midweek, with highs starting off in the upper 60s. Got a couple of rain chances next week, but nothing major is expected. So that is what we are looking at. Those are the latest updates for what we're looking at for this weekend. Of course, we're going to have all the updates and all the details going forward this evening at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 6 o'clock. And of course, at 11 o'clock this evening, meteorologist Matt Breland will have all those details during our newscasts then.